My name is Leo Connors, and welcome to The Ring and All Other Sports. Tonight, I got a very special guest, an old friend, Mark Beaudry.
How are you, Leo? Good to see you again.
Good to see you, too. We're going to do an episode on magazines.
If people remember what those are.
Yeah, exactly, because I think there's only one magazine. No, there's actually two. One from England.
Yeah, Inside the Ropes, I think.
Yeah, Inside the Ropes, and then Pro Wrestling Illustrated.
Yeah, that's pretty
Crazy.
much it.
I mean, because back when I first started getting magazines, Mark, I was 7 years old, and there was at least
About
10.
a dozen. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a dozen, no doubt.
Yep.
It was crazy how many magazines there were.
Exactly, yeah.
And I have like 1,000. I still buy them.
I don't buy them anymore, but I still got all my old ones, and you'll see I brought a couple, and they're all boarded up and packed nicely, and I have filled in a couple things, but I'll go every now and then, and I'll see maybe one at a CVS or whatever, and I'll pick through, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll get this, and then my wallet says $12, $10.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, that's okay.
It's ridiculous because
I'm not going to learn anything from them anymore. Like these were the Bibles back then.
Right.
These were our encyclopedias.
Oh, absolutely. This was our internet too.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
to find out where everybody is and stuff.
Yep.
All right, Mike, we got a few fan questions. Let's bang them out.
Okay.
First one is from an old friend of yours and a new friend of mine, Sean Gorman.
Oh, okay.
As a New Englander, what wrestlers or promotions outside of the Northeast did you become aware of through the wrestling magazines?
Okay. So I'm 55 years old. I started watching in 1977. And I think I started getting magazines probably around 78, 79-ish.
Okay.
So, and then we got cable in 82.
Right.
And I'm referencing that because cable made a difference too. So say around 78, 79 when I started getting magazines, Ric Flair stuck out. He's still my all-time favorite.
Right.
The Funks, the Briscoes, Dusty Rhodes, who you would see every now and then on WWF at the time.
Yes. Mil Mascaras.
Mil Mascaras was a big one.
Yeah.
But you would see him also in
Right.
WWF. So some of those were the big wrestlers. But then Florida, Championship Wrestling from Florida, Mid-Atlantic, Georgia, places like that is some of the territories.
Right.
So, but Ric Flair, I remember like, some of those names that you would read in the magazines, and then before cable, on a Saturday morning when you're watching All-Star Championship Wrestling and you hear Vince McMahon saying, coming up on this hour, I remember probably the biggest one, because we didn't get cable till like 82-ish, spring of 82.
Right.
So in 81, when they announced Superfly Jimmy Snuka, I remember running upstairs and go waking up my brother and say, hey, Snuka, who we keep seeing in the magazines, and he looks phenomenal.
Yeah, yeah.
And
the wild hair.
He didn't disappoint in that first match neither, too.
No, he didn't.
And on a side note, Jimmy Snuka with boots, heel, that's the best version.
Right. Nice. So for me, Sean, all those promotions, Memphis.
Yeah.
And then as time went on, I started to get like Wrestling Review magazine.
Yep.
And they would have all the independent companies that
That's
were going
true,
on.
yeah.
And I got to know about guys like Cue Ball Carmichael.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Guys like that, Jimmy Cicero.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jersey guys.
Yeah, pretty cool though, you know what I mean? All right, great. Next question from a guy that's in NXT, working for NXT, Mr. George Carroll Jr. Mark, what's your favorite magazine cover?
Actually, I brought it.
All right.
Brought a couple. And I think I got it on the bottom. And he's probably not going to be surprised because George knows me pretty well.
Yeah.
It's this issue of Pro Wrestling
Oh,
Illustrated
yeah, I got that.
with all the horsemen on it.
Yeah, the best horseman.
The best version of the horsemen.
I think
and
so.
the shortest lived one, too.
Yes.
I think they're from April to, they left September. So they were only together for like 5 months.
Yeah,
Because
wow.
Tully and I left in September of 88, and then
Right.
JJ left in January of 89, and then Barry wasn't too far behind that neither.
Now, JJ went to the WWF, right?
Yeah.
And he worked behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes,
What was
too.
it,
And that's
BP? Or something like that?
I forget what
It
he
was
did.
a big title, though.
And that's when they put Hiro Matsuda with Barry and Rick after that, too. So that's my favorite cover. But another one that I really liked is Factions, I guess. Was this cover of WCW?
Oh, nice. I have that
All
one, too.
Dangerous Alliance. So,
Yep.
I mean,
That was a great faction, though.
Yeah, look at all those guys when you think about it. I mean,
Oh, no doubt.
Bobby and Arn and Stone Cold Steve. Before he was Stone Cold, he was stunning. And Ravishing Rick Rude, Larry
I mean,
Zbyszko.
talk about all of them were great workers. All of them, even Zbyszko.
And I just noticed that who's not in there that was with him was Medusa.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So you add in those, fantastic.
But look at Austin with the ponytail and everything, man, when he had hair.
Yep.
That's awesome.
So,
that's a great cover.
And he was someone, too, when he came to WCW that I was all excited about, because he was somebody, even though cable existed back then.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, had cable, but you didn't see him because it was on the old World Class. Well,
World Class.
USWA at the
time. USWA World Class. So, what was I going to say? Zbyszko.
Yeah.
Was honestly, in my opinion, underrated.
Yeah.
I mean, really underrated. Everybody only talks about him in his thing with Bruno. But he was he had a great tag team with On.
Oh,
they
absolutely.
were incredible.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then after the Bruno thing, I don't know where he went.
Right. Exactly. All right. George has a follow-up. In the age of social media, do you think small programs set up to give background to programs on shows today would work?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, there's one perfect example is this weekend. You're reading about Tony Khan tweeting about a dream match that's coming on this Wednesday.
Right.
And I'll be honest, I didn't know who half the dream match was.
Right.
So, I mean, a great match is one thing. It's like watching fireworks. You get the oohs and the ahs. But if you don't have a story, you don't necessarily a storyline, or if you don't have an emotional attachment to it,
right,
it's just a great match, which is great. But if there's no emotion behind it, or give us some reason to care, even just a little tidbit, like in the magazine days when you read, oh my God, hey, Playboy Buddy Rose and this guy, they feuded in the Pacific Northwest, and they're going to come back and have a match. Just give me a little breadcrumb.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. And they could do it easily, not easily, but just laying down a little foundation. Let us learn about these guys and a little background.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Dave Forney's got a few questions. Out of all the different magazines you would buy, if it was back in the 70s, 80s, which one would you buy and why?
Well, if there was only one?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I guess it's if there was more than one. Which, out of all the different magazines you would buy, if it was back in the 70s and 80s. So, in other words, that there's more than one.
Yeah, my favorite set of magazines were with the Stanley Western magazines.
Yes, mine too.
The Apta mags, as people called them. So, which was Pro Wrestling Illustrated, The Wrestler, Inside Wrestling, Sports Review Wrestling.
Yes.
Those were the 4 monthly ones, and then they had they came out with Wrestling 83.
Yes.
Then whatever year it was.
Yep.
They had some of those, and they had the best ofs and so forth. So those are my favorite ones. I liked Wrestling Main Event too because it was all color. It was the first one to come on.
Yeah, that was good too. In Wrestling World, there was Wrestling World.
Yeah,
it was lower.
That was a little more truth to some of the stuff there, which I didn't know. I mean,
right.
When I first started buying these, they were all truth to me.
Yeah,
I really thought they were on 2 separate computers talking to each other, arguing.
Right. So what would you would just buy the Stanley Western magazines, basically?
Yeah, unless another one caught the eye, but those were something that I couldn't miss. And I used to look to see they started putting the date when they would come out.
Right.
And I'd drive my bike to the store and go pick them up and get my little checklist. And like I said, I still have them all. So I have every PWI, The Wrestler, Inside Wrestling, Sports Review Wrestling from their debut issue to
that's awesome.
The end of '92.
Now, my favorite cover is the very first PWI, Mil Mascaras and Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, I have the original, and I have
Mil's on his knee, and Dusty's got his hands on his shoulders.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I asked Bill after about that photo not too long ago when I see him at the CWF Fan Fest, and he was trying to get those two together for a while. Wow. And they couldn't get them together, and they were backstage at Madison Square Garden, ready to go out. And he said, "Let me take a quick picture." And
nice.
That's
a great story.
Bill loved Mil Mascaras.
Oh yeah.
That's why he was on so many of his covers.
Right.
He looked great, and
he looked great. Exactly.
So there's somebody that you read about in the magazines, and I was so disappointed. I'm like, this guy's kind of boring.
Right.
I didn't think he was flashy, but
right.
It was better just knowing about him in the magazines to me.
Well, you had brought up Portland just a minute ago, and that's another one that we got to learn from the magazines about Portland and Don Owens running, and Roddy Piper, Moondog Maine, just a lot of.
Snooker came out through there, Jesse the Body.
Yep, Kurt Hennig.
Roddy Piper.
Yep, Roddy Piper. Yep.
And if you go on YouTube,
Yeah.
they got some great footage of there that's in pristine shape. Drawing a blank on the guy's name that puts it up, but Buddy Rose had kept all his tapes, all the shows.
No kidding.
And those are the ones that are up there. So they're in great shape. So if you put in YouTube Portland,
right,
Pacific Northwest Wrestling, you'll find some good stuff on there. Dynamite Kid was in there.
Right.
Rip Oliver and the
Rip. That's the guy I was trying to think of his name. Rip Oliver, the Crippler.
Yeah, the Crippler. Yeah.
And then he had a son that wrestled later on in like the early 2000s, right at pretty much the end.
Larry Oliver?
Yeah, Larry.
Yeah, Billy Jack Haynes when he was just Billy Jack.
Yeah, who's a real weird guy now, man. He's
From what I've been told,
he's very strange, man.
Yeah.
He didn't seem like that strange when he was wrestling.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when he did an interview or whatever, he's like, there's something wrong.
It's a chromosome short, maybe. So, but he was fantastic.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Yeah.
He really was. He was great when he came to the WWE.
Yeah.
F.
Yeah. The second time.
Yeah.
First time, I think he was there for like a month.
Yeah, no, he wasn't there.
I think they even put him on a magazine cover with Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo and Hogan or something like that. I think they were on there on a sled or something like that. And then he was gone.
Right. All right, Dave's got a couple more. Were there any magazines you disliked?
Disliked? Maybe the cheaper ones. I'm trying to think of some of the ones because I didn't pick them up a lot. The Wrestling Training, I think it was called.
Yeah.
I just remember it, and maybe it was good. It just, the covers obviously sell.
Right.
It just looked cheap and it didn't look anything interesting. And, I still like the stories, even though, all right, it's probably not true.
Yeah.
But I used to love, some of the stories in the rating, the rankings and the, the what's happening now by Bill after getting all the, title changes.
Yeah.
Even though they were months behind.
Yep.
I used to
a couple months behind.
Yeah, 2-3 months. But I used to love getting all those updates.
See, and Dave, I'll tell you right now, for me, none of them were bad. In my, you know what I mean? In my opinion, I couldn't get enough magazines. I couldn't, you know?
Yep. I did like the Rings Wrestling too.
Yeah.
Because before they had programs, those were the ones you would get at the Garden or, Lowell Auditorium or whatever. You would get that magazine. So it would have, a WWF theme.
Right.
But there was also, I remember those are probably the first ones that I actually started learning about other territories.
Oh, really?
Because you get them at the Boston Garden.
Right.
And then you're like, oh, well, look at this. What the heck is this? So, yeah.
That's wild.
Good stuff.
All right, last one. Do you still buy any magazines today? I do.
I do not, no.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned, it's no. Because it's nothing, like I said, I've peeked through them.
Right.
It's nothing that I, that they're going to educate me on.
Right.
With the internet and, PW Insider's my go-to for updates and then podcasts, there's nothing that you're not going to, I'm going to learn.
Were you watching wrestling when the IWA was on TV around here?
I was.
Mil Mascaras?
The Carolinas.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was available to us.
For about a year.
Okay. Well, I never found that channel, which is probably, my parents were probably thankful. Because I thought I watched enough.
Right. Yeah, my mother hates wrestling.
Yeah. My dad liked it. My mom could care less about it, but.
My dad's mom, I never met her because I was a baby when she passed away, but she was into wrestling. And my father waited till I was like 40 years old to tell me that his mother liked wrestling. And I'm like, why would you wait that long?
Right. Yeah.
Funny. All right.
You know what? I still think when done right,
yeah,
wrestling is one of the best forms of entertainment.
Oh, absolutely.
And the Bloodline's a perfect example. I mean, that is fantastic.
Yeah, that really was.
It still is.
Yeah.
And it's still get a lot of meat on that bone,
right.
too.
And now, did you know if did they announce Usos versus Sammy and Kevin
They're probably
Owens
going to, probably tonight, I would imagine.
Yeah. Awesome. That's great. John Rodeo.
John.
What is your favorite Bob Backlund cover?
Oh, God, there's a lot since he was champ for almost 6 years. I got one.
You got one with you?
I got a Bob Backlund one.
All right.
And not many people have these magazines.
John, he didn't even know you submitted a question.
No, that must be a new one. How about this one from the original?
Oh, wow. I have that one.
Yeah, these WWF magazines. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think.
That's awesome. It's like a drawing, too.
Yeah. Yep. Les Thatcher was helpful in these.
Yeah.
Put these together because he had helped with the Mid-Atlantic ones and the NWA
okay.
one. So I think it was Les Thatcher, maybe George Napolitano.
Nice.
So, but yeah, so that's one of my favorites, John. And John's a big Bob Backlund guy. John's a pretty good artist too, and
Is he really?
Drawn a lot of pictures of Bob Backlund.
Nice. Well, thanks for the question, John. Mav,
Hey.
were you into any dirt sheets?
Not until I'm trying to think. It was probably 1990-ish. Remember the daily sports paper, The National?
Oh yeah.
So Dave Meltzer had a weekly article. It was a full page one too. I think it was on Tuesdays. And I remember reading that and being blown away. Going, look at all this information. And then at the end, he had information on how to get his newsletter, and that's when I started subscribing. And then when I get the first one, I was blown away. And
right.
So I had those for a number of years. And before that, I thought I was smart because I knew, Kamala's real name.
Yeah.
I was so in at that
right.
point. But yeah, not until 1990, which was probably good because, the less you know, I think.
Yeah.
The better.
Right. No, yeah, because I mean, you can't surprise us anymore.
No,
you can a little bit, but for the most part,
it's tough.
Yeah,
it's tough. Like I said, when it's done right, it's the best.
It is, and you're right though. The bloodline is incredible storyline.
Yeah, yep.
All right, our last one from episode number 300. Guest coming up, Mike Crockett.
All right,
who's on an extended hiatus from professional wrestling. Have you ever gotten a letter published in one of the magazines?
I did not. I had a couple pictures from the little auditorium put in one of the magazines, and I probably should have found that magazine. So it was like one or two pictures,
right?
I submitted, and they used actually one or two of them. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's really cool. All right, so I brought some magazines too.
Okay.
And here's one right here.
Yep.
From 1977.
Okay.
Terry Funk, NWA champ, Bruno, WWF. Great condition.
Yeah, very good.
This is from Victory Sports Series Wrestling.
Which is the quote-unquote aftermath.
Yes.
And this was the precursor to the PWI Awards before PWI came out in September of 79 was the first issue.
Right.
Those awards were in Wrestling Annuals or The Wrestler. I believe was in some of them
and
too.
Look at down here in the bottom. Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, Bob Backlund.
Backlund.
Yep.
But yeah, no, these aren't. And Villain of the Year, Stan Hansen. Not Rule Breaker.
No,
Villain.
You're right. You must have broke
Executioners, Tag Team of the Year.
Yep.
I mean, and this is when you started watching, right? 1977.
77, yeah.
Because I had 5 years. I started watching in 72. I was 7 years old.
Yep. I think we mentioned it the first time I was on.
Yeah.
Back in 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
It was when Ken Patera broke Billy White Wolf's neck.
Yes,
that's the first thing I remember.
Yep, that was awesome.
And Terry Funk's one of my all-time favorites.
Oh, he's incredible.
He's awesome.
I guess he's not doing too well, huh?
Yeah, I think he's in his 80s now, but I heard he's better now though.
Good. That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
He's, they say don't meet your heroes.
Yeah.
And Ric Flair's my all-time favorite, and I haven't met him.
Yep.
I may keep it that way.
Right.
But Roddy Piper, who I met, fantastic. Terry Funk, fantastic. So those are probably the two nicest I've ever met. Those guys were both awesome.
I met Snooker in Nashua, and I took my son, right? I'm like 40 years old, okay?
Yeah.
And my son's like, Dad, go over there. I'm like this now. He's like, Dad, we came, and this is my son. He's like 15 years old. Dad, we came. And Snooker's over there behind the table. Come here, brother. Come here. And I finally did. He was incredible.
Yeah.
Like you said, meet your hero. Incredible. Nicest guy.
Yeah.
Took a bunch of pictures with him and stuff.
Yep.
But I was deathly afraid to go over there.
Yeah. So I met him at one of the North Carolina, the Charlotte Fan Fest back in, God, it was probably like 2010. No, it was 2011 actually. I think it was.
I know, the Bruins won the cup.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I think that's when I met Snooker, one of those years.
The Bruins are going to win the Stanley Cup again this year, too.
They look fantastic, especially after this weekekend. The three games.
Back-to-back shutouts. I got him in my fantasy hockey league. First year, I didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm bumming, man. I'm bumming. So, Mark, I brought this, too. And you said you really didn't get into these.
No, they're great magazines though.
After was a part of this.
Yeah, is it England?
Yes, yeah, it's from England. They did them in England.
World of Wrestling, is that what the WOW stood for?
WOW magazine.
Yeah.
This is volume 1, issue 8. I mean, it's just, guys, it's just an it really was an incredible magazine.
Yeah, absolutely.
And thick and big.
That's more than a magazine.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, look at the cover too. Kane on the cover. That's an awesome cover.
Is that 99?
Yeah. Okay. And on the back, Heartbreak Kid.
Yeah.
You know?
Actually, kind of looks like Shawn Michaels with the hairdo right there.
Right. No, but like you said in the magazines, you guys, you'd open them up. They'd have letters to the editor.
What were the first things that you would? Well, actually, let me turn the table on you. What were your favorites?
Well, my favorites was Wrestling Review.
Okay.
Is probably and Pro Wrestling Illustrated.
Yep.
Were my favorites. Wow. I mean, I love them all, but Wrestling Review because you would read about like a card in Shelby, North Carolina.
Okay. Yeah.
And there's no stars on there, but there are stars in the like in the independents. Guys, like I said, Cue Ball Carmichael. I was a huge fan of him. Never even saw him except in a magazine, but I loved him. You know, it's crazy.
I know.
But yeah, Wrestling Review, Pro Wrestling Illustrated. You know, the wrestling, the Wrestler, Inside Wrestling, all of them.
Yeah.
Wrestling World. I loved every magazine I have.
Yeah. And like you said, PWI and Inside the Ropes are the only two. And I've heard great things about Inside the Ropes.
Yeah, no, it is really good. But you're right. It's like $12. It's like $11.99.
Yeah.
Now, when you brought that up the first time, I wanted to say that Pro Wrestling Illustrated was at like $9.99. And then they dropped it to $6.99 because people weren't buying it for $9.99.
Yeah, I mean, people aren't buying magazines. I can't imagine. I would imagine that, the company that owns PWI probably still prints it because they can afford to, because I think they do like crossword puzzles.
Yeah. And, they have a lot of magazines.
Which I would imagine those are still,
right.
Big time, sellers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my stepdaughter, my special needs stepdaughter, she loves the word search.
Yeah.
Oh, she loves them things.
Yeah.
I buy them for her all the time. But like I was saying, though, in the magazine, you'd have the letters to the editor on, like you said, what's happening, baby, or names making news.
Yeah, what's happening, baby. That's what it was. The old ones, yeah. But yeah, I couldn't wait. I would get there, and sometimes I would start reading it before I even bought it, at the stand. I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah.
But I would just, I'd sneak, look at what's happening now or whatever it was called, and look to see any title changes.
Yep.
Flip over to the rankings.
Right.
And because you could tell, any new champions and,
correspondent reports.
Yeah.
Like a little article of the matches.
Yeah.
And, you'd have like the main event. You'd have pictures of them. And then on the bottom, also on the card.
Yeah.
Pretty wild, man.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we're doing an episode.
And there were some
magazines.
fictitious people in some of the magazines, the Matt Brocks of the world. And
and Dan Shockett.
Dan Shockett was a real person.
He really was.
Eddie
Elno wasn't then, right?
No, Eddie Elno was real too.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, I thought he wasn't. Okay.
Yeah. Dan Shockett died of cancer, and then that's when Eddie Elno.
Eddie Elno took over. That's right.
Yeah, Matt Brock was the grizzled veteran.
Yeah. So he was made up
with the visor. Yeah. So if you ask Bill after that, he will not say,
right,
but he will tell you if he's ever met them. So I don't know if there was something in what he could reveal or not, but I remember asking him, and he said, I can't tell you that, but I can tell you if I've ever met them. And then you would have to, did you ever meet Matt Brock? No, but I heard he was a,
that's funny.
Grizzled veteran writer.
Right.
But
and I heard he doesn't like to be told, have them called the Aptomax anymore.
I don't think that he doesn't. It's probably a compliment, but he wants to give credit to all the other people. It wasn't just him.
Oh, right, exactly. Yeah, there's no way one guy can do great magazines like that.
But he was most well known because you would always see him at ringside shooting pictures, or when they started doing some of these awards, and never on WWF TV, but.
He was on
NWA
TBS.
territories, yeah. Craig Peters or Stu Sachs.
That's right.
One of both of those guys.
One of them guys does boxing now, too.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Craig Peters.
Okay.
He does, like a color commentator or whatever for boxing.
Yep.
Yeah. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, some good stuff there.
But now, like you said, Dan Shockett, he was a bad guy. Right.
He favored the heels.
Yeah. And he died of cancer.
Yes, yes.
But I used to love reading his articles. Though.
Yeah, they were good.
You know, they really were.
All of them were good. And,
Yeah.
And like, so I've been guilty of, every now and then going up to my attic where all my stuff is, and it's, I'll sit down, I'll take out a couple. Next thing you know, I'm reading them from, from beginning to end, and and then I'll play Fantasy Promoter, and I'll take out my notebook, and obviously I'm not married and have too much time on my hands, but I'll start writing down, going, oh, what if? Here's a dream card that I would have loved to have.
Today. I do.
I'll do that when I'm watching the WWE Network, Peacock or whatever you want to call it, and I started watching all the old stuff again, which I had watched originally, except for like some of the old Mid-Atlantics and stuff like that, and just watching and going, why didn't they do this card? Or why wasn't this set up? Or they could have done this differently.
Yep.
And hindsight's always 20/20.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we were spoiled back in the day.
Yeah, and remember too, one of the magazines they had of the rankings.
Oh,
was
this way,
pictures.
yeah, through most,
Yeah.
NWA, AWA, WWF, most hated, most popular, and tag teams.
Yes, and I love that.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, one of my favorite ones I have is from probably '77. The Executioners, and knowing who they were, you could tell.
Well, yeah, they were.
Once you knew who they were.
They were 1 and 2.
Yeah. Killer Kowalski and John Studd, though,
And who was the third one? It was
Nikolai.
Correct, yeah. It was very brief, and that's how they stripped one of the tag titles.
Yep.
Yep.
That's wild.
So, they get tag team of the year on this? The best part
right there, you just had it. You just had it, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there they are. Yeah.
Now, does it have, runner-ups or anything? Yeah, right there.
Do, yeah.
The Anderson brothers, Strongbow, White Wolf, the Valiants.
So they were brothers I mean, there was, actually, Ole and Gene were always brothers, but Ole and Arn, they were nephew, uncle one day. They were brothers, they were cousins.
Yeah.
They were always
They couldn't keep the story straight.
Yeah, the Valiant brothers.
That Bruno.
Yeah, Strongbow and White Wolf.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But now they lost the titles because of that, right? Because they had Nikolai?
Yeah, they were stripped. I don't know if they actually ever lost them.
I think they were stripped of them.
Yeah. And you could see the heavy New York bias.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
And then when Vince took over, he didn't want any other photographers at ringside.
Oh, really?
So
that's why they disappeared.
Yeah, because they came out with their own magazine.
Right.
Which was, the first one was, you remember what it was called?
No.
Victory.
Yes,
Victory
you're right.
magazine,
Yeah, Victory Magazine.
Yeah, I brought that one too.
Now, was that before Russo, right? Or was that with Russo?
No, that was way before.
It was way before, right?
Yeah, it was Victory Magazine with Sergeant Slaughter on it.
Wow.
I don't know if that was the only one, because then it became the WWF magazine.
Yes.
And I think that's the first one. But yeah, if you look at the date, April, May of '84.
That's wild.
So he won the title in January. So it was probably right around then, because they're usually ahead of it.
Right.
But if you go back and look, there's nobody at ringside,
right
around there.
No kidding. I didn't even think of that.
Which actually, it's kind of amazing. If you were a fan in the first row back in the '70s, and you wouldn't be able to see anything.
Right.
Because there was so many photographers.
Well, that happens sometimes at an independent show. The cameraman's in your way.
I know.
Chaos, they had this big giant guy one time.
Yeah.
That's why I don't sit ringside. I
know.
stand. I stand when I go to shows.
I remember when I was part owner of Chaotic, more than once I had fans saying, we're sitting front row and we can't see because the cameraman won't move.
Yeah.
So we used to try to,
try to get him to move around.
Or we do the setup where there was one area where there, if we had the announcers try to stay in that area, or
right.
Or just move around.
Yeah. But the last time that happened to me, the guy was about 6'5". I'm like, what the heck's going on here?
So you still going to a lot of
I haven't been to a Chaotic show in a while. We won't get into it, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I'm done saying my piece with all the crap that went on recently. Okay. But I follow them.
Yeah.
And they put on great shows.
Oh, absolutely.
They put on great shows. They have great crowds.
Yeah.
They really do.
I've only been to one Chaotic show. I've only been to 2 independent shows since we sold Chaotic, which was the end of 2017. One was before the pandemic. Me and Jamie went to, it might have been a Breaking Point, or whatever. It was in Andover High School. I think that might have been October, November of 2019. Yeah. And then I saw you a couple months ago. I took an old girlfriend's 7-year-old boy who's into wrestling, and Took him to a WFA show in Nashua, and after the second match, the fire alarms went off.
Yeah. And then
So-
CO2?
I forget what it was.
Saying?
So, all right, let's go Candlepin Bowling.
Yeah.
So I still like to take him to.
There you go.
I'm looking to take him to a WWF or WWE show.
Right. Yeah.
And you know what? It's amazing. Kids 7 years old and what they know. And I took him out not too long ago, and he won some cards, and we got some cards and some old ones. And we talk about like star power.
Yeah.
He would pop for the John Cena's, the Roman Reigns, the Randy Ortons, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows good wrestling.
Well, yeah, but it's the new regime's doing a pretty good job, but you gotta get some of those guys aren't gonna last forever.
No, they're not. And it's and what I had heard recently, and like the last couple of years, that Vince didn't want to make stars like an Austin or a Cena. He wants everyone to be like on the same level. Like they're all superstars, the same.
He wants it to be like you're going to see WWE, and you're not going to go see XYZ.
Right.
Probably because, not defending him, but stars come and go. But
Yes.
At the same time, though,
Right.
that's who they are seeing.
Yeah.
So he wants to make it like going once a year to a Harlem Globetrotters basketball thing.
Oh, I used to go to the Globetrotters.
Or the circus.
Yeah.
I mean, it's when we were younger, WWF was coming every month to the Boston Garden.
Right.
Quarterly, maybe to the Lowell Auditorium. It would come to Nashville High School.
Yeah.
Manchester or whatever. So you could go there every month, and now they may come 2, maybe if you're lucky in a good area, maybe 3 times a year in Boston. But I'm looking for the next house show in the area to take my little buddy. And I prefer to go to a house show.
Right. Oh yeah, no doubt. Because you never know who's going to be there either, though.
Yeah.
You really don't.
Yeah.
Card subject to change.
Yeah, always.
But in 1976, they came to my neighborhood in Belvedere.
Oh, God, okay,
Pizza
Lowell,
Hut.
yeah.
Yep, it's the ice skating rink, the Janus rink.
Oh, yeah.
They must have been doing renovations at the auditorium. That's all I can think. They had 3 shows in June, July, and August. And
I didn't even know they came to Janus.
I don't remember exactly like the first one or the second one, but it was like the main event. The first one was like Stan Hansen versus Ivan Putski.
Yeah.
The second one was the Executioners and Stan Hansen versus White Wolf and Strongbow and Ivan Putski.
Okay. So did they set up something for that 6-man for the next month? They did? Okay, yeah.
So,
Which is fantastic.
But what was really good, and I didn't catch on this until way years later, Bruiser Brody wrestled Jose Gonzalez there.
Mm-hmm.
Did he bully him in front of me that night? Because that's what Jose Gonzalez said.
Well, they had
Brody
wrestled a number of
bullied
times
him,
too.
right?
Yeah.
But I wonder, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, of course, yeah.
Did he bully him that night?
I know. Yeah.
And it was incredible though. Just like it was unreal.
So I love living where I live, and WWF was. You watch some of it now, you go back, and it's like it was the interviews that. Sold you. You could go and all right, these were slow and matches, but like we said, they were there every month.
Yep.
And in the case that you just said, they set up a storyline for the next month. But imagine living in like Florida and going to like Miami on every Monday or whatever it was. So I think Tampa was every Tuesday. Imagine being able to go like every Tuesday where that show was almost the TV show because they were setting something up, for that following week because, it wasn't once a month. They had to put, 3, 4, 5, 6,000 people in that, Tampa Armory every week.
At the Mid-South Coliseum.
Yeah.
Every Monday night.
Every 10,000 people. Whatever. Yeah.
And then they'd go like Louisville on Tuesdays or whatever.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
Lexington and they had 3 or 4 towns that they ran, and then spot shows everywhere.
Right.
In live, their TV show was live.
Yeah.
Every Saturday morning for 90 minutes.
Yeah. And the satanic thing that was going on down there with Kevin Sullivan.
He will never say, and he never referred to it.
No, right.
Yeah.
But what did he refer to?
He never said devil or anything. I think
no, he definitely never said the devil. Never. Yeah. And with King Curtis Ikea.
Yep.
And Bob Roop, Mock and Sing.
Yes. Yeah. Luna Vachon.
Luna.
Yep. Maniac Mark Lewin, the Purple Haze, who was 55 years old at that, and he looked phenomenal. He still does.
Yeah. He was wrestling in the 60s.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And he was good.
Him and Don Curtis were like
they were the matinee guys, right?
Yeah, well, they were great, good-looking guys that were selling out Madison Square Garden every month in the '60s.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I seen him in the
Fargos.
Yeah, possibly.
Possibly, right? Because I know the Fargos were pretty big in
they
Madison Square Garden too.
Yep. But I remember trying to think the first time I seen Mark Lewin and being, wow, this guy still looks great. I think it was for an ICW International Championship Wrestling by Lowell Auditorium.
Yep.
Bruiser Brody was there and they attacked him. But then he also wrestled at the Manning Bowl in Lynn, Mass when World Class came around.
They came twice.
They did. Yeah.
The first time they sold out, they didn't sell out, but it was like 9,000 people.
Yeah, that was like in May or June.
Yeah, and then the second one, they only did about a third.
Yeah.
But still.
And Brody wrestled in the second one-man gang, and the ring broke.
Oh, wow. No kidding.
Yeah.
See, I didn't go to that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I went to both.
Wow.
But yeah, not a great area. I think they only went there because David Manning was the referee and probably got all excited that there was a place called the Manning Bowl.
Probably. That's crazy. But so I did bring a newer magazine.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah. And this is the poll, PWI poll. They ask questions. Who's the best wrestler?
Okay.
Who's the best high flyer?
I'm curious to see what the winners were if you want to go through them.
Yeah. Let's see.
Because I pay attention. I follow. I don't watch, probably because of time, and I fall asleep on the couch early. But I'll watch, to try to keep up to date. But I don't miss. I do watch all the monthly big shows, the premium live events as they call them now. And mentioned before we went on here, I'm looking forward to next week. I leave for Los Angeles, and a bunch of us going to WrestleMania, which is looking fantastic. Yeah, trying to think what. 3, 4, 5, 6, 11, 14, 20. This will be my 8th and 9th WrestleMania live.
Nice. That's awesome. All right, so the annual PWI reader poll. The first one was who is pound for pound the best wrestler in the world? And
is that the award, or you want to go to the awards, or?
Oh no, that's not a. Oh, I don't think this is the awards. This is just a poll. But it had AJ Styles was 11%.
Oh, okay.
Who was it? Who else is there? Okada had 9%.
Yeah.
Bryan Danielson with 8%, and others 72%.
Okay. I thought I'd seen FTR in the beginning.
Yeah, probably in the tag team ones, I would imagine. All right, and here's another one. If you could watch the matches of only one wrestler, who would you choose? AJ Styles was the winner again, and then Moxley.
Ooh.
Which, did you see him? It's like sitting in the corner.
Yeah.
I mean, that was honestly, that was a little ridiculous.
I want everybody to succeed.
Yeah.
But AEW has let me down.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, they definitely have let a lot of people down.
Yeah, I mean, they got a lot of good talent, but it's.
Yeah. It's hard to sit and watch the whole show.
Yeah.
I actually went to an AEW show.
I did too. Oh, no, you know what? I went to Ring of Honor.
Oh.
Which AEW owns when they came to Songus last July.
Oh, nice.
And saw the Briscoes versus FTR in their first of 3 matches, I think it was.
Oh, nice. Because I saw at the Lowell Auditorium, it was Ring of Honor, and it was Daniels and Kazarian versus the Motor City Machine Guns and another team.
Okay.
In a ladder match.
I think it might have been the Viking Raiders, War Raiders. I believe.
Yeah, actually it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also was there the night in NXT when Samoa Joe won the title.
Okay, yeah.
From Finn Balor.
Samoa Joe loves Lowell.
Yeah.
So
TNA.
He won the TNA title at the Songus.
At Lockdown.
Yep. What was it? Beat Kurt Angle, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then he won the NXT title against Finn Balor. Any more?
I think that's
Ring of Honor. Any Ring of Honor championships you win?
No, I think that's the only ones that are. But Joe is a great guy too.
Oh yeah.
He really. Have you met him? Like seriously, he's a good guy.
Actually, it was after an NXT show. We were fortunate enough to some friends that are in WWE.
Yeah.
We all hung out afterwards, and he was one of the guys, and we actually talked football.
Oh, nice. Yeah, no, Joe's a great guy. It's funny because I did a catering job for a Jersey All Pro in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
And my
Quincy
girlfriend,
or Braintree, maybe? Or,
what's that?
Was it in Quincy?
Quincy.
Yeah, I remember going to that.
And so she said, "Do you think Samoa Joe will know you?" I'm like, "He won't know my name, but he's definitely gonna know there's food here."
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Just as I said it, right? Cab pulled up. He gets out of the car, walks right up to me, goes, "Hey, is there food here? I go, yeah. He goes, you're the best. And he walked away. And I looked at him and said, I told you wouldn't know my name.
Yeah.
You know, but what a nice guy.
Think of the people that they meet, on a regular basis. So
I met a lot of big stars when they were in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Like they become
absolutely.
big stars. In my opinion, they were big stars then too.
Yeah. Oh, yes, they were. Yeah.
And just amazing.
They just never really caught a break getting in national television.
Right.
Exactly. Some of the best wrestling, but they didn't.
And that thing with RF, really screwed them big time.
Right.
And it's a miracle that they lasted.
Yeah. Well,
seriously.
They were lucky enough to get.
Yeah. Carrie Silken.
Carrie came in and. Yep.
And I was mad because I didn't get to keep catering, and it didn't dawn on me till years later. Hello, they wanted to get rid of anybody that was affiliated with RF.
Oh, okay.
That's had to be the reason why.
Yeah.
Because I know I brought good food and I was very professional, but I think it was because they just wanted to get rid of anybody that was affiliated with him.
Yeah.
And another one here is, like I was saying earlier, like the high flyer. Who is pro wrestling's greatest aerialist? Ray Phoenix.
Oh, Ray Phoenix. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
30%, Ricochet 22%, Rey Mysterio 6%, Dante Martin.
Yeah, he's
pretty impressive for a young, for a high flyer.
That's where AEW needs to take the NXT model for Ring of Honor and hide some of these guys away so when they come up they're a little more polished.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but yeah.
And who is wrestling's best powerhouse?
Okay.
Lesnar.
Oh, no, it's not Hobbs?
Hobbs?
He's Powerhouse Hobbs.
He's got to be part of the 55%. Okay. But yeah, so they got Lesnar at 16, Wardlow. They dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's talk about Wardlow for a minute.
Yeah.
They dropped the ball. That guy should be on top right now.
Yeah, and he's not old. I think he's in his mid-30s, so I'm sure he could be looking to see when his contract's up.
He should have still been with MJF as he won the title and then did the turn and.
Yeah.
Do you know? I mean.
I know.
I don't get it.
There's our fantasy booking again, though.
Yes.
Too, because. Hate to say it, yes, they dropped the ball, in our opinion, but you never know what goes on behind the scenes, too.
Oh, exactly.
But still, there's a difference between being a booker and a matchmaker. In my time in Chaotic, I could put great matches, fantasy matches that I, as a fan, want to see.
Right.
And I always wanted to do the book, and I did it for a little while. But without the help of Handsome Johnny, who's Ivar,
right,
he's brilliant.
Is he?
If it wasn't, I was able to put down what I want to see, and he was able to, dot the I's and cross the T's to make it. Going back to what we were talking about earlier, getting emotion and a reason to want to see that match and make you, care about that match. Me, these are the matches I want to see because I know they're great, and it's going to be, a tremendous fireworks show. But yeah.
So do you think he may want to start a promotion when his wrestling days are over?
No.
No?
No, but he definitely
would want to work.
Be an agent or probably a trainer. I wouldn't be surprised if he did something like that. So great guy.
And at the Performance Center, they have a lot of great trainers. I mean,
they really
great minds. I'm sorry, but George got a great mind for
George is so underrated and so happy for him to see what he's doing now.
Steve Carino's down there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's and now I guess Petey Williams is with WWE now too.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, I guess he's a producer.
Yeah. What was the couple NXT events? What was that Iron Man? They had that Iron Man with the. It wasn't. It was like an Iron Man, almost like a. It was a men's and a women's Iron Man type match where they came in at intervals and everything. I think there was 5 of them.
I don't remember.
But both matches were fantastic, and the men's and women's matches were different from each other.
Right.
Both told great stories, but that was George's little baby. So proud of him. He's
doing
deserved.
Great things.
And he's
worked his ass off.
Talking about passion, that guy has a passion for the business.
Yeah, he
so
does.
Hoping to see him in a couple weeks when we're down there.
It's funny because one of the first shows I ever sold my merchandise at was one of his NEWA shows. Yeah, with Brian Buffet.
I know. Yeah, you're talking about like all the stars that you saw in Ring of Honor, but going back to like promotions in this area that it's like when the Spinners were around or going to a Fisher Cats game. You're seeing these guys before they become stars, and Northeast, New England would get a knock,
right?
But God, we were talking about chaotic earlier, and I said the last Cold Fury that we were a part of as owners, we had 5 people make it to WWE, and one half of the main event 5 years ago was Cody. Well, he wasn't in the main event, but Cody Rhodes was on there, and he's going to be one half of the main event this year. So there's a lot in here,
and it's amazing too because, when he left, he wasn't a star.
Well, he was
You know what I mean? He was a superstar. He was on TV and stuff, but I mean, he wasn't where he's at now, is what I meant to say.
Yeah, they've done a great job with him, and I was nervous that there was going to be a Bryan Danielson situation because of Sami Zayn's, popularity, and they've done a fantastic job with that.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah,
it really is. So back to producers. Jason Jordan's still there.
Okay,
he's producing too.
Okay, yeah.
And it's weird, though, because I like to think of some of the producers are guys that have well-known names. Do you know what I mean? And Jason Jordan, he had a short career in the WWE, but it's amazing to see how these matches turn out, and a lot of fans probably don't know this, that there's people actually helping them put the matches together. It's not just
every single
the
match,
2 guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Some good stuff. But WWF doesn't even have a magazine anymore.
No.
Or WWE.
Nope.
They stopped there. So when a big company like that stops with their magazines, they're not big sellers. So
right.
It's
definitely.
It's the cost doesn't make sense to do it, which is too bad. Do you still go to WWE shows, or when AEW? You said you went to an AEW show.
I go to AEW.
Do they have any programs that you can buy?
No,
See?
They don't. Actually, wait a minute. The NXT show I went to was more like a book, though.
Yes.
It was more like it was like this big, and
but didn't you find that to be like one of the more exciting things?
Yeah.
All right, you just got to the show. I mean, we're little kids at this time, but you go into the show, and you get your popcorn, you get your drink, and you get your magazine, and you're going through that, and they get the little insert maybe if it wasn't part of the magazine and saying,
say what the card is.
Oh, look at this. Oh, go. Hey, Bobby, my brother, hey, so-and-so's going to be here. And, I found some of those from the Little Auditorium, or did you go to when they came to Tingsboro at Skate 3?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it was like 5. I mean, they had like 4. I think the 4 out of 7 falls. I think it was the Strongbows and Snooker versus Samoans in Morocco.
Oh, wow.
So, but yeah.
That's wild.
Morocco, going back to an earlier question from Sean Gorman, Morocco was somebody I was so excited to finally see on WWF TV when
he was incredible.
He was fantastic. He was fantastic in Florida when you go back and look at his stuff there. But
wasn't he Mr. M?
He was Mr. M in.
Was in Florida, right?
I'm trying to think, was he Mr. X or Mr. M? Yeah, then he was bald
underneath. Yeah. So he put that.
So, but he was also, I think he was a Mr. X too in Georgia with Roddy Piper.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. Well, like you couldn't tell who it was,
right.
Still. But yeah,
well, I loved Morocco too.
Morocco's my top 5.
One of my favorite promos, you'll probably remember this, he had like a podium.
Meatball sub? Oh.
No, I was going to bring that up too, but he's like, at the famed garden of the squid, Madison, and he's just going on and on. He was like a preacher.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that promo. It was so good. I wanted to be at Madison Square Garden that night. You know what I mean?
Yeah, those were him and Pedro.
I'm ready for any kind of action.
Yeah.
Pedro.
Yeah. Yep. He must have not have saved his money because he only had that one set of trunks. That, the orange and darker orange.
I heard that he lost the title too, or a title was stolen from his car or something back in the day.
No, you know the story with that belt, right?
Oh, he sold it.
He's to a pawn shop. You ever hear Tom Burke? You know who Tom Burke is?
Yeah, I knew Thomas, yeah.
Tom's the one who bought that belt.
Oh, wow.
I think he bought it for because I think was he working down there, or he was in the army or postal work. He worked down there, and he went in. He used to go into a pawn shop. He being Tom.
Yeah.
Would go in there and ask, "Hey, you have any wrestling stuff?" And I think the wife said, "Show him that wrestling prop that that we have." And the guy came out, in newspaper, and it was this belt right here.
Wow.
If it wasn't that bad, it looked just like that.
Right.
But it was the WWE. And Tom's like, oh my God. He put like $50 down for it. And then he came back, and I think he might have bought it for like $100, $150.
That's incredible.
But there was always, allegedly, you got to say allegedly that Pedro liked the ponies.
He just posted. He posts a lot on Facebook, but he posted a thing on Kevin Butcher Hughes.
Oh,
if you know,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And I commented on it. And I posted the show I did. I did a tribute to Kevin Hughes.
Okay.
It was me, Mav, Sonny, and Johnny Vegas, who a lot of people don't like to mention anymore.
Okay.
But it was I thought it was
lots
great.
of experience right
the
there.
The stories. I mean, I just sat back and just.
Did you mention Lobster Man?
Lobster Man, what? No, but he did come on later. I finally
got
got
some
him
of
on.
his stuff from when he was in Canada.
Yeah.
You know, when he was Bruiser Costa.
Santa.
Yeah.
Dude, that Santa thing is unbelievable. It's so good.
I forget what part of Toronto was he with the Al Tomko promotion? Or
Al Tomko, yeah.
But his stuff right there, you know, people just remember the cartoonish Lobster Man.
No, he could work.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, he had great matches with Dean Ho, Vern Siebert.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of guys you guys don't, probably don't know the names like me and Mike do.
Yeah.
You know, we've been wrestling fans since we were kids.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yep.
Probably why we bonded so quickly at Pizza Hut.
At Pizza Hut, yes.
You know, we just loved wrestling.
Yep, that's true.
How long ago was that? 30 years ago?
Oh, God.
How old were you?
I'm trying to think.
I think I was around
91,
27.
92. It was about 91, 92. So I was 23, 24.
Yeah. So now I'm 5 years older than you.
I'm trying to think, when did I go back to college? Yeah, right around there, I think. When I went back nights or whatever. So that was like one of 3 jobs I had.
So that you said they came to Skate 3.
Skate 3, yeah.
Did they come there regularly or?
So I've been trying to find, so that one time for WWF.
Right.
That was in 83-ish.
Okay.
Because Snooker was a baby face.
Right. I was a senior in high
Big John
school in
Stud faced
83.
Tony Gurrier. I think that's the only other match I remember, and then some lower card matches. I remember going to, and I can't find this anywhere unless I dreamed of it. I remember going to Tingsboro, and I swear I saw Bam Bam Bigelow, and I'm trying to think if he was Crusher Yarkov.
Right.
And I want to say Rick Martel was there. It must have been some AWA. Maybe it was an AWA ICW thing. I'm not sure. I've tried to look that. I've gone on cagematch.net
Couldn't
or whatever.
find it.
And tried to find a card there. I've looked through some of my old stuff. But yeah, kids, the monthly shows were the best. When, going to stuff like that. But magazines were the storylines. So they were the encyclopedias. They were the internet before that.
They were the internet, yep.
Yeah. Even though they were behind. But just knowing about some of these guys from the interviews and, just the stories that they, created.
Yeah.
It was fantastic, and I miss it. Like I said, I'll go up to the attic now and I'll read them for, I could be up there for hours just reading it and and just remembering things. And you know what? I'm glad I grew up when I grew up because.
Oh yeah, well definitely. The stupid things we did as we were young, there was no phones and
video.
things like that.
Well, maybe more than you. I was an altar boy. I legit was an altar boy and a Boy Scout. So.
Yeah, definitely.
But some good stuff there. But I may have to check out this year's. I thought this was the year-end awards.
Yeah, no, the other one. Remember, I told you I had 2 of them, and I switched it out. I should have. If I would have paid more attention, I should have brought the other one.
Yeah, I like to see who some of the winners were.
But yeah, so what do you think about independent wrestling though right now? I mean,
so
I know you don't go a lot, but you see things and stuff.
I mean, indie wrestling is like I said, going to a minor league baseball game. You're going to see, you're possibly going to see the next main event guy in WWE or AEW or somewhere, maybe overseas or whatever. They could have a lot of success. So there's some good schools out there. The Chaotic School. You got Scott Reed.
Scott Reed, the Elite Pro Wrestling Academy, that New England Pro Wrestling Academy with Chase and Big Scott.
Mike Hollow, who does a fantastic job teaching the basics. You got to get that foundation. You can't. You can't build a house without a foundation, right?
Now, he had his hands in a lot of the guys that are, most of them, right?
Oh, Kowalski's. He was one of the original trainers with Duke Dalton. And
that's what Mav said. I need to get Dukes on here. They said if he'll leave his house. I don't know, is he like a recluse or something?
Dukes, no, he's married, kids.
Is he? Yeah.
Very busy.
But he'd be a great guest.
Dukes is fantastic.
Is he?
Oh, yeah, great guy.
Maybe you can help
Great guy.
Because I don't know him at all.
You know who I was just watching old matches of? And Mav probably put him over. I think he said stuff about him before. Is You remember Brian Walsh?
Oh, yeah.
I loved him back then, and I was watching
Unbelievable.
some of his stuff. Brian Walsh, so underrated.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a lot of stuff, if you Google, put him on YouTube, you're going to find like him doing matches, for, WWE, where he's putting them over. But if you could find some of his old stuff.
Yeah.
He's fantastic.
Mav's very humble.
Yeah.
Man, could he work
Yeah.
in those clown shoes?
Boy, he used to get big feet.
Do you remember those? I swear, man, they were like that big.
Yeah.
I used to joke around my girlfriend and go, hey,
Yeah. So going back to independent wrestling, absolutely give it a shot.
Yeah.
And you're going to see a lot of young talents between, like I said, Scott Reed School, Chaotic School. You got
Lockup, Ryan Drew, the Lockup. Oh, actually, I think, the Lockup spot is with that Ryan Waters.
Okay.
But I don't think he's doing it anymore. I'm sorry.
I know I'm not sure of his name. The Nightbreed in Manchester.
Yeah, Gallo. Yes.
Okay.
Bud Gardner.
Okay, never met him.
Great next gen pro wrestling up in Manchester.
Yeah. So you get a lot of
and don't forget they just opened up Antonio Thomas and Kenny Dykstra, Kenny Doan.
Oh, okay.
At the Beyond.
Okay.
Wrestling Open, whatever it's called.
Yeah, Antonio's
at the moment.
Tom's a great guy.
Yeah,
Antonio's a great guy.
there's
fortunate. When you think about a lot of these guys that we're talking about, like at one point they were, Kenny Dykstra got signed. Like I think he went to his prom and then he went off to Louisville.
He was unbelievable. He beat your boy Ric Flair clean. I mean, that's when I was like, wow.
Yeah.
They're high on him.
Yeah.
And then the Mickey James and Cena in it.
Yeah.
And that, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think the Spirit Squad might have played the downfall for him and some of the other guys.
That was, a lot of people didn't like. I thought that gimmick was great.
Sure.
I did. It got 5 guys over.
To a point until they put him in a box and shipped him back off to OVW.
But you know what I mean, though? I mean, it was good for its time, I thought.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah, Ziggler got himself back over.
And that's another guy. They dropped the ball with him way too many times, man.
Yeah, but he's
Mark, do you got anything you want to plug?
No, just thank you for having me. It was good to bring back some old memories, and I'll probably be reading some of these magazines again, but good stuff, and looking forward to it next time.
Mike, thanks for coming on,
right.
man. This was a lot of fun. Guys, we're out. Peace. Hi, guys. I hope you're enjoying the show. Listen, I could use a little help to grow my YouTube channel. So if you could please like, share, and subscribe. That's most importantly, subscribe. Send me a direct message, and I'll give you a shout out here on the show. My YouTube channel is real simple. It's just my name, Leo Connors. Thanks in advance. Peace.